I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The real reason the modern man does not want to work is because his paycheck no longer gives him complete power and control over women. Back in the day, males were guaranteed a live-in punching bag, nanny, and bang maid because women weren't allowed to work, own income, or have credit. Now that women can work and no longer have to rely on men for income, now that their paycheck no longer gives them a family to lord over at home, they're not interested in even earning a paycheck. And even though they try to lie and say it's the economy, it's this, it's that, it's not. It was always about access to female fertility and power and control over us. They no longer want to work because working no longer gives them complete power and control over women.
But wait, oh, you all come to think of it. Why is it that men of nowadays, these modern men, they do not want to work? They want to live the soft guy era. They want to sit down and everything be taken care of. They don't even want to stress themselves. Drizzle, drizzle. They want drizzle, drizzle lifestyle. Why is it that most of these modern men, they don't want to work hard just as their grandfathers were fighting in the war? They don't want to even stress themselves. Come to think of it, I have this story to share with you. There's a story time. This lady was saying that she met a guy who is tall, dark, and handsome, and the guy claimed that he is every woman's dream girl. I be dream man, whatever. Every girl's dream man. He can't even pay for his meal. He doesn't even have food. Let me roll this story time for you all to watch to the end. Then we'll talk about why are these broke men, why are these modern men just broke and happy.
Don't allow how people look to distract you from who they are. Quick story time. I met this guy, right? So fine. He was so handsome. But when I met him, I wasn't even on trying to meet him to date him. I just thought he was really attractive and I could have used him in business, right? Because I am in sales. Long story short, I started talking to this man, right? And I just been talking to y'all about how I lost my brother a few days ago. I let him know because I was supposed to hang out with him the day that my brother passed away. I let him know, hey, I have to cancel. I just got news my brother passed. He said, okay. Ended up talking to him later, letting him know what happened, right? Right when I told him my brother passed away, he followed up with, if you in the area, bring me some food. So I just knew bro was joking, right? I just knew that was a typo because what kind of person are you that you would follow up me telling you that my brother passed away with bring you some food? Who do you think that I am, young lad? That wasn't enough though. We went back and forth. We had our conversation. We argued a little bit. I appreciated his communication style and his willingness to apologize. So what did I do? I still linked up with him the next day. He was like, if you want to get out of the house, let me know. I know you probably got a lot on your mind. I thought he was trying to redeem himself. Let me tell you more. So again, me thinking he trying to redeem himself, I end up linking up with him. When I link up with him, I show up to the location that we were meeting at. He was 10 minutes late. When he arrives there, he also shows up and he's like, hey, do you mind if I go outside and smoke? Do you smoke? I'm like, I don't smoke. So he goes outside and smokes, spends an extra 10 minutes outside. I'm sitting at the bar ordering my food and ordering my drinks, right? He finally comes in, breath stinking like straight weed. He smelled like weed. Y'all know how weed smell when people don't put on cologne afterwards, right? He sits down, he bumping his gums. We address the conversation from the previous night. He makes his point, whatever, we cool. I'm eating, I'm sipping my wine, right? He's not ordering food. I'm like, why aren't you ordering your food? He's like, I'm just chilling, I'm enjoying the vibes, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. I get my food comes out. I end up not liking the pizza. It was like one of those little flatbreads, but it had zero flavor. So I send it back. When I send my food back, he's like, oh, why you send it back? I could have ate that. All they about to do is throw it away. You know how many starving people there are outside. And I'm like, nigga, the kids out there are still going to be starving. The people out there are still going to be starving, even if you eat the pizza that they just threw away. That's not the point. Let's continue on. He's still sitting there with no food, no wine, no drinks, no nothing. And I'm just eating my food. I get to my points contentment where I'm eating my sweet potato fries and I stop eating them. And he's like, oh, so you just going to let your fries get cold? He like, let me have a couple. I scoot the thing over because I'm like, this nigga still ain't ordered his food. Is he poor? Is he broke? I give him my fries, whatever, no big deal. He's eating my fries or whatever. Then he calls some girl he called his sister. She's Latina, by the way. He's black as all outdoors. I know this ain't your sister, but whatever. She pull up. They share a pizza that he orders, right? They're like, oh, do you want to go to this next place or whatever? I'm like, yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm never going to see this guy again. Mind you, when we were having a conversation, you know what he said? He said, I'm every woman's dream guy. And my question was, I was like, well, when you say you're every woman's dream guy, what do you mean? He's like, I'm tall, dark, and I'm handsome. I got my own spot. I got my own reliable transportation. I'm just the ideal guy for most women. I'm like, that's bare minimum. As a grown man, you're supposed to have your own spot. You're supposed to have transportation. It's nice that you're attractive, but that's bare minimum entry. What are we talking about? Who did you take the poll with? What women did you talk to determine that? Anyways, I digress. We keep talking or whatever. We ended up deciding that we were going to go to a next place. He's like, waiter, can I get the check? Mind you, he invited me out, right? And we're not dating, okay? So let's not get that misconstrued. But he invited me out. He asked for the check. The check comes out. He goes, oh, they put mine on yours. The waiter's like, do you want me to split the check? He looks at me. He's like, you want them to split? I say, you the one tripping over the check. Let him split the check. It's all good. He like, I could cash up you. Absolutely the fuck not. You will not be cash upping me a single dime, baby. Let that man split the check, baby. I shouldn't even be reaching in my purse. Let that man split this check. I'm like, I'm already reaching in my purse as a grown-ass woman who got invited out to dinner. You are looking real broke to me right now. Tell me why I get the bill, and the bill was only $36. It was $36 total because when I got mine, once they split it, it was $26, right? So I'm like, this man just had this waiter split a $36 bill. That's asinine. No worries, right? Mind you, when he first came in, right? I didn't even tell y'all. When he first came in, he had on a motorcycle jacket. He had gloves in his back pocket. He had a ski mask that was sitting at the top of his head. I was like, are you driving a motorcycle or something? He was like, something like that. So anyways, when we leave, we pay out the bill. I already made up my mind. I'm not going anywhere else with this man. So I go outside. We walk into our cars, right? Tell me why when we walk outdoors, what is this man driving? Can you take a wild guess to what this man was driving? We walk outside. This man driving a moped. A moped brand. I said, oh, nigga, I would have rather you pulled up here with some Heelys. A bicycle. You over there talking about meet when you hit the horn. What are we doing here? And I'm telling you, this man said he was every woman's dream guy. Oh, my God. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with driving no moped. Your transportation is your transportation as long as you getting to and from work. But it's you saying that you were every woman's dream guy. When you said, I got my own spot, mind you, it's a studio apartment. I got reliable transportation, mind you, it's a moped. I'm tall, I'm dark, and I'm handsome. Okay, you got that, you got that. But what else about that makes you every woman's dream guy? I'm telling you, I don't know who gave these men the right to have this much audacity. Maybe y'all did, because I know that a lot of women will see a fine-ass man, and even if he ain't shit, they'll hype his head up. They're, you know what I'm saying? Like, no way, not over here. I'm not giving you no brownie points for being attractive. You didn't do anything to get that. But anyways, I digress, right? He jumped on his moped. He pulled off. He expect me to follow him. I'm not going to go. I just decided that I'm tired. I want to go home, right? He's like, oh, wow, why? I said, I'm tired. I don't want to, I don't want to go to any more places. He's like, well, if you want some more company, just let me know. I'll pull up on you and we'll continue our conversation. Ain't no nigga pulling up over my house in no moped. Absolutely not. You probably going to have to drive that upstairs. You have to sit it in my living room. No, I have never. But I told y'all this story to say this. Stop allowing your curiosity to take you further than you need to go. I literally knew that man wasn't shit when he asked me for food once I told him my brother passed away. But I let him talk me into seeing him again somehow. Maybe I was vulnerable. Maybe I was being silly. I gave him another opportunity. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Stop giving folks the benefit of the doubt. Believe their first red flag. And trust me, you are not missing out on anything. Because I think we'd be like, oh, but he's so fine. Oh, my God. Like, what if it could be something good? What if, no. Leave people right where they had you fucked up the first time.
You just met someone and she's telling you how her brother just passed away. And the first thing you're going to say is, if you're in the area, bring me some food, even though it's leftovers. That should even ring a bell to tell you, nah. This kind of person is so unserious. And all he wants is food. He doesn't have money. Will I say he's broke or he's poor? And comfortable and with audacity. This particular story time make me to remember some videos I saw some while ago. The particular man was asking, he needs a lady to date because he doesn't have a place to stay. And he knows that once he has a girlfriend, all he needs to do is move in, move into a house and stay. You know how they will just try to manipulate the young ones and just try to enter their head and be like, you know what, I'll just stay with you for a while. So you stay with them. They'll stay with them for a while. The lady will be the one paying the bills, paying everything. All they do is just sit down there and do drizzle drizzle. I personally, I cannot stand men like that. I can't stand men that these men that are saying they're soft guy. I can't stand them. The ones that are serious, not the ones that take it for a joke. So some that take it for a joke, but the ones that really that is how their day to day life is. I can't imagine how you expect a woman to do everything for you. How can you invite a woman out and $36? That is that's just bare minimum. And you see yourself as every girl's dream man. How can you be every girl's dream man? Who dreams for this kind of man? I don't understand. Just because you think you're tall, dark, and handsome, so that is it. You think that is the only thing you can put on the table, and these are the men that will quick to ask you what you have to put on the table. What does a woman do? So the only thing you have to put in a relationship is because you're tall, you're dark, you're handsome. That is what you're going to use to feed whatever girl you want to be in a relationship with. Just for you to take someone out and to just pay for a meal is way so difficult for you. In fact, you're asking for food, leftovers. You're asking for leftovers when she's telling you when her brother died. And this is why I keep saying it. When somebody show you who they are the first time, do not give them, see, don't make excuses for that. That's exactly who they are. And they will still go back again and show you exactly who they are. Because you see now, he asked for food while she was telling him how sad she was that she lost her brother. He asked for leftovers. If she had just taken him for who he is, like, oh, this guy, nah, 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 is a no go area. If she has taken him for who he is, probably this old stereotype would have listened to it. But she gave him benefit of doubt, like, oh, maybe he's not like that. Maybe I should just keep talking to him. I don't blame her. She see him as a potential for her, making money. Probably she wants to sell some things to him, which is fine. But then she's still like, okay, maybe he's not all that bad. Maybe he's not all that bad. When you start giving that excuse for a man that he has shown you who he is, or he has tried to just push who he is to you, and you keep giving that, maybe it's not that bad. When you start saying those, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'm the one overreacting. You're not overreacting. That is exactly who he is. And even though he doesn't show it again, it will still show it later on, especially when you're deep in the relationship and you might not want to. Maybe that time you already have a child or two for him. It's a bit difficult for you to let go. So when a man show you who he is, please, ladies, accept it and don't give excuses. Don't make excuses for their wrong, bad behavior, because that is exactly what they are. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Why do you think modern men nowadays are getting? They don't want to walk. They don't want to walk. Most of them don't just want to, they just want a already made woman to just suck dry. Most of them don't want to double their also. They just want to give bare minimum. In fact, some are not even giving up to bare minimum, and they just don't want to, do the main thing to secure a woman anymore. They don't want to provide anymore. Why do you think it's like that nowadays? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment. And thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and kindly turn on post notification bell can get notified once I upload another interesting video like this one. And of course, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.